Okay, today I want to talk about apple cider vinegar. So when you are choosing a good apple cider vinegar, I really like the brand Bragg's. And the reason I like this brand is because it's raw. So it has not been pasteurized and it hasn't been filtered, and it's also organic. Super important when choosing an apple cider vinegar. Don't get one that's not raw. So if it's been pasteurized, it's not gonna have the health benefits that you're looking for. So there are so many myths about apple cider vinegar. I mean, if you look it up or you talk to people, it seems like it just does everything under the sun. Now, it does a lot, but I'm going to explain how that works. So the key ingredient in apple cider vinegar, I should say the key component of apple cider vinegar, is something called acetic acid. So acetic acid is going to help you digest your foods better. It's going to actually make your stomach more acidic. And we want our stomach to be very, very acidic. That's what's going to break down our food so that we can use it, our foods. And so in breaking down our foods, it's going to help us to digest protein, break down proteins, digest proteins so that we can actually use it. It's going to actually help us to absorb minerals, so things like calcium, potassium, iron, you name it, magnesium. So we really need that for every function of our body and our cells and our muscles. So it actually has a huge effect on the transportation of minerals. And it also helps to stimulate the production of enzymes and the effectiveness of enzymes. So that's, again, has to do with digestion. So in talking about all these things that it does for digestion, it's so important because so many people have this issue with acid reflux or GERD or something like that. And if you have that, if you feel like you're not digesting your food very well, or if you have acid reflux or GERD, it's amazing what apple cider vinegar will do for that. It really, really helps to assist that. Usually, in most of the cases, it's just gonna bring down that acid reflux, it's gonna bring down the GERD, it's gonna provide you with so much relief, which is gonna help you with gas and bloating and things like that, and just all the discomfort that you have after eating. Now, if you're over 40, you really need to be drinking apple cider vinegar and using it with your meals, because as we age, the production of hydrochloric acid in our stomach and the acidic content of our stomach isn't so great. And so the older we get, actually, the worse our digestion gets. So that's a really key piece, is if you're over 40, definitely incorporate this into your diet. It's going to make a huge difference in your ability to break down your foods and then utilize the nutrients in your food. The other thing that apple cider vinegar does is that it mobilizes calcium. So one of the things that you'll hear about apple cider vinegar is that it helps with pain. And the reason it helps with pain is because it's mobilizing the calcium out of your joints, out of your soft tissues, out of places that it doesn't belong, like kidneys, so like kidney stones and gallstones and things like that. So if you watched my previous video on lemons, I explained that in a bit more detail, and apple cider vinegar and lemons do a very similar thing when it comes to mobilizing calcium. So this is fantastic if you're stiff, if you're achy, if generally, if you have a lot of pain and stiffness or arthritis in your body, this is going to really benefit you and help you to feel more comfortable and have less pain in your body, because it's going to get rid of those calcium deposits that don't belong in those soft tissues, and then it's going to put it into your bloodstream where you can actually utilize it properly or eliminate it, whichever your body chooses to do. Now, if you've ever had that twitch under your left eye, or if you get calf cramps and things like that, that's actually because you have an imbalance of usable calcium. It's called bioavailable calcium. So it's not about taking calcium supplements, because that's not gonna handle what we're talking about, or eating enough calcium from your diet, although that is important. This is about mobilizing the calcium properly. And when you have an imbalance of calcium in your body, you're actually gonna start to have cramps in your calves and that twitch under your left eye. And also, it's a real balance between potassium and calcium and magnesium. And so that's why the apple cider vinegar is so important, because it really helps to balance those minerals and helps you to utilize your minerals properly. Now, talking about the calcium, so apple cider vinegar is going to help to boost your immune system. And right now, with all of the talk of the coronavirus, we're all concerned about protecting our immune system. And apple cider vinegar does that. It boosts your immune system, again, by mobilizing the calcium into your bloodstream so that your white blood cells can use that calcium and fight the pathogens. So it's really important to give the white blood cells what they need so that they can fight off the pathogens. And you want to strengthen your immune system so that you don't get sick, but if you do get sick, that you recover quite quickly and that you don't get very ill. Also, you may have heard that apple cider vinegar helps you lose weight. Well, it does indirectly. The way that it helps you lose weight is because it balances blood sugar. So when you have proper nutrients, when you have proper mineral balance, and when you have proper digestion of your proteins, you're going to balance your blood sugar and a hormone called insulin. And when your insulin is properly balanced and your blood sugar is properly balanced, you're gonna increase your metabolism. Your body's just automatically gonna increase your metabolism, which helps you to lose weight, because when you balance your blood sugar, you tend to lose weight. So that's how apple cider vinegar benefits you and helps you lose weight. Now, the one thing about apple cider vinegar is that the vast majority of people who consume it and drink it or put it on salads love it and they feel fantastic. But for the very small percent of people that consume it and they feel bad, like if you feel bloated, if it hurts, if your stomach hurts when you consume it, if your esophagus hurts when you consume it, if you're repulsed by it, there's a reason. And that reason is that you probably, and I'm not a doctor and I'm not diagnosing, I'm just sharing information. Most of the time, if it hurts your stomach or your esophagus when you drink apple cider vinegar, it's either because you may potentially have an ulcer in your stomach, and or you could have gastritis. And gastritis is basically, it's inflammation. It's inflammation of your esophagus, it's inflammation of your stomach lining. And that can be very irritating and very painful. So it's kind of one of those things, like you can consume apple cider vinegar, and if it hurts, that's an indication that you have inflammation in your stomach or your esophagus. If it doesn't hurt and it feels great, then that's another indication, and indicates that you need it, and it will only help you and benefit you by consuming it. So it would be a completely different video for me to talk about how you would handle gastritis or ulcers, but very, very quickly, ulcers do really, really well with zinc. And this is, we're talking about zinc so much right now with the coronavirus, but also with cabbage juice, and then also aloe vera juice. So a great way to soothe your esophagus, your stomach, and your intestines is to consume aloe vera juice on an empty stomach. Okay, oh, and then inflammation is licorice. So if you have inflammation of your stomach and your esophagus, try some licorice tea. It tastes delicious, actually. I love it, and it helps balance blood sugar, and it really soothes the whole digestive tract. So that's a trick for you. Now, the magic combo is lemons again and apple cider vinegar. And the reason I say lemons again is that if you missed my previous video, I just did a whole video about the benefits of lemons and why they're so fantastic and so healthy, and all the great things that they do for our bodies. And it's very similar to the apple cider vinegar. So a lot of the things that I just shared with you about apple cider vinegar, lemons also do that. But lemons also have naturally occurring vitamin C, and they have citric acid. And so the citric acid responds or creates a situation in your body that's very similar to the apple cider vinegar, but it is a little bit different. Lemons really protect the liver. They help your liver produce glutathione. They are antioxidants, and they help to fight off free radicals or deal with free radicals. So there's a lot of different benefits to lemons, even though it's so similar to the apple cider vinegar. So if you didn't see my video on the lemons, I encourage you to watch that. It was the video that I posted just right before this. And just in case you can't find it, I went ahead and put it on my YouTube channel, and all my social media is the same. It's Tara Lambert Kalajian. Okay, so, oh, and then always drink lemon and drink apple cider vinegar through a straw. This happens to be a stainless steel straw. You can also get glass straws, and you can get silicone straws. Just avoid the plastic straws, because you do not want to be sipping anything that's acidic through plastic, because then you're just actually going to pick up some of that plastic from the straw and put that into your body. And that's the opposite of what we're trying to do here, since we're trying to detox and be healthy. So sip it quickly, get it past your teeth so it doesn't sit on your teeth and damage your teeth. And in the lemon video, I talked about other tricks that you can do to counterbalance or neutralize the acid from lemons, and it would totally apply to apple cider vinegar also, to use those tricks to neutralize the acid so that you don't damage the enamel on your teeth while doing something that is so healthy and beneficial for the rest of your body. So last thing is the recipe, like how do you do this? So it's so simple. So 2 tablespoons, you can do 1 tablespoon if you don't like it that strong. I tend to really like it. So 2 tablespoons, sometimes I do more, but generally speaking, 2 tablespoons in 8 ounces or 16 ounces of water. It's really whatever you want. I guess 16 ounces tends to be the standard. And then if you're gonna add lemon to it, which I highly encourage you to add lemons to the apple cider vinegar, because it's just gonna benefit you to a whole new level, is just put 1 lemon, 2 tablespoons of, or half a lemon if it's too much for you. You could start with half and then go up to 1, and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in 8 ounces or 16 ounces of water. Sip it quickly through a straw so that you don't damage your teeth. You can do it any time of day. It really tends to be very beneficial if you do it first thing in the morning with hot water, and you don't have to. That just really helps to stimulate the digestive tract, stimulate the bile production in the liver, which also stimulates the enzyme production from the pancreas. So it really gets your body ready to break the fast of not eating and gets your body ready for the first meal of the day. But you can do this before any meal. You can do this alone between meals. You can do this in the evening before bed. You really can do this anytime you want to. So I think that covers it. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you learned something new about apple cider vinegar and lemons and why they benefit you. And if you like these videos, I'll keep making more, because I really want to share things that are educational, that are easy, that are simple, and that work. Okay, thank you so much.